close your eyes. Breathe in and out, gently and deeply. For this meditation, I'm going to suggest that you be in a sitting posture rather than laying down. So much goes into alignment. We're going to go deeper into that today. If you're sitting, you're going to really be able to feel that better within your body than if you're laying down. The breath is such an important part of alignment. A good, deep, full inhale and exhale helps to properly align and create space in your body. It strengthens your abdominal muscles, your back, your pelvis, which really helps to support your posture being in alignment. And the better our posture, the better we can breathe. It's all connected. We're going to practice 3 conscious breaths. You will do these at your own pace. The sequence, you will inhale to a count of 3. Hold your breath for a count of 3. Exhale to a count of 6. Hold for 3. And then repeat. Go ahead at your own pace. Take 3 conscious breaths, noticing as much as you can. While you're taking these breaths, you can put a hand on your belly to make sure your breath is getting deep down into your belly. Go ahead and begin now. So much goes into proper alignment. Breath is life. Breath is energy. As we align within ourselves, we are then able to align with our environment and with those around us. We often think for proper alignment that you want to be straight. However, our spines are not exactly straight. There is a slight curve in them. But we certainly do not want to be slouched and hunched over. It's definitely helpful to straighten your back, just to let it fall into its natural alignment. And you can feel as if there's a string coming out the top of your head, just to help lengthen a little bit and allow your head to relax on top of your shoulders. Notice how you feel with those simple adjustments. And is it easier to breathe or not? Let's break it down even more and go a little deeper and align ourselves. Bring your attention to your feet. Notice them under you. This can be really much more noticeable if you're actually standing. This is where we start to balance. Your feet have so many little bones in them that work to hold you upright and balance you throughout the day. Even though we're sitting, be aware of your feet and where they are in relation to your body. Notice specifically your arches. This is a great source of support for your body, for your alignment. Whether you're sitting with your feet flat on the floor or you're sitting in a cross-legged position, notice how your feet and the arches of your feet are supporting you to help you remain in a stable position, in a balanced position. If you need to adjust your feet so that it feels more stable and balanced, feel free to do so. In fact, I encourage you to do so. Now, we're going to bring the attention up to your pelvis, to your hips. As you're bringing your attention to your pelvis, notice the relation of your hips to your feet. Are your feet and your pelvis in alignment? Do you feel like you're sitting very balanced, very kind of squarely on your bottom. Or do you notice a curve either to the back or to the front that causes any rounding or imbalance in your body? For me, I notice that my pelvis and hips feel most secure when there's just the tiniest tilt forward with my hips. You can try that and see how that feels for you. Make any adjustments that you need to make so that both your feet and your pelvis feel stable and balanced. The place where you don't feel wobbly, like it's taken a lot of effort to hold the posture. Next, we'll move up to your lower rib cage. Noticing the connection between the pelvis and the ribs. How do your ribs feel? Are they wobbly? Is it taking you a lot of effort to hold them in place, or do they feel like they've aligned and are resting over top of your hips? Again, making any adjustments that you need to make to bring your rib cage more into alignment over top of your hips. And noticing, are your feet still in alignment with your hips? As you adjust your rib cage, did anything shift? There's no judgment here. We're being mindful, being aware, and just noticing. And as we're bringing these different points into alignment, notice what's happening with your breath, with the muscles in your body around those points. Now we'll move up to your chest and upper rib cage. Notice the alignment between your lower ribs and your upper ribs. This is where you can really notice if you're doing any hunching. For me, my shoulders and my ribs were hunched forward a little bit. Notice how when you bring that chest into alignment with your lower ribs, how your shoulders naturally open and come more into a place of alignment. You might even kind of want to roll your shoulders back and down and see if that helps you feel like that chest is more in alignment with those lower ribs. And as that comes into alignment, notice how it's almost as if your chest and shoulders are kind of floating over top of the lower ribs. Again, making any adjustments that you need to make so that you can feel that your chest and shoulders are over top of your hips, your lower rib cage. Making sure your feet still feel balanced on the floor. I know it's a lot to be aware of. And now we'll move the focus up to the base of the skull, where your head and your neck connect. And we're going to bring that point over top of the shoulders and the chest now. And in bringing that into alignment, the neck lengthens a little bit. The chin tucks a little bit. Notice how that feels in your neck. You're looking for that point where you're not stiff and rigid, trying to make all these places a straight, stiff line. You're going to feel a little stressed and tense if you try to do it that way. Try to find the point where these points are naturally balancing one on top of the other. While trying to maintain that connection. Connection all the way down from the base of the skull to the chest and shoulders, to your lower rib cage, to your hips, to your feet. Now we bring the focus to the skull itself. You can bring it up to the top of your head. Noticing Is your head, the top of your head, in alignment with the base of your skull? You can visualize a string coming out of the top of your head. Lifting your head so it sits right on top of your neck. Noticing that connection. Do you feel balanced and relaxed? Do you feel wobbly? Do you need to make any adjustments? Alignment, as you can see, is a continual balancing act with many parts coming into play. From this position, we're going to do that conscious breathing again. Again, you'll do it at your own pace. You'll inhale to a count of 3, hold for 3, exhale for 6, hold for 3. We'll do that for a cycle of 3 breaths at your own pace, beginning now. From this position, what did you notice when you took those 3 conscious breaths? Were you able to take deeper breaths? Did it feel any different? Did you feel clearer, more focused? You're aware of your body and any adjustments that were happening or needed to happen. Again, there's a lot of ongoing stuff. Notice how you feel right now compared to when we began the meditation. Do you feel the same? Do you feel different? If it's different, What is different? What do you notice that's different? You are in a centered and balanced state right now. And even if you don't feel completely balanced, you're certainly more balanced than you were when you began. Notice how that feels, how your posture is completely different. Everything begins and ends with you and your breath and your alignment. Taking this energy and this balance into your life helps you to align more with your environment and with the people around you. You respond and you react to people and life very differently when you're in a balanced state compared to when you're imbalanced and slouching and not breathing fully. We all carry stress and tension differently in our bodies. And when we start to carry that stress and tension, our posture starts to change and our breathing starts to change. Therefore, our energy starts to change. Where is that point for you that you feel the tension when you are stressed? Notice what happens in your body. When you're feeling stressed and tense. Your body is probably tighter, stiffer, you don't have the movement. As you go out throughout your week, really be aware of when you first start to feel that tension. Most of us don't even pay attention to that feeling in our body until it creates enough discomfort that we have to pay attention to it. See if you can notice it much sooner. When you start to feel those shoulders creeping up, take a moment. Remember these points. Notice whether you're in alignment or not, and adjust accordingly. Take 3 conscious breaths when you start to feel that tension in your body. And notice how you feel. We can stop so much of that pain and tension from stress much sooner. It's just simple awareness. You'll bring yourself back to center, back to balance. And then begin again. Check in once more with your body, your alignment. From head to toe. Making any adjustments you need. To reach the point where you feel things are balanced and aligned. Really notice what that feels like. Quite simply, notice this as often as you can throughout your day. So just bring yourself gently back into realignment. Notice the connection with your breath. And notice the effect on your environment and those around you.